All right, what's up, Boost Nation? Sorry, my camera's looking a little wonky there with the effects, but happy Monday, July 27th. We are at the start of what's going to be a very busy week. Just kind of a FYI, if you guys did not stock up on inventory yet, you'll want to stock up now for this weekend. This weekend is a triple dip weekend where you're going to have SSI Day, back to school, or the government paychecks first of the month, all that stuff coming into a line. Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the second biggest selling weekend since tax time. So the second biggest selling weekend we've had all year. So make sure you guys are stocked up. As a quick public service announcement before we get started. With that said, I'd like to welcome everybody to this week's call. We do have Amanda Medlock on from Boost as well, who's helped present with the training materials for today, focus around the unlock zone. And with that said, I will share my screen and make sure you guys can hear me and see me.
We've got your audio. We're not seeing the screen yet.
All right, one second. Hold up now.
There we go.
All right. All right, guys, thank you so much. So let's talk about the unlock zone. And you've noticed that the unlock zone is getting so much traction these days, so much focus. The goal is, in a perfect scenario, we're doing one-to-one. Every time we're checking the unlock zone, we're activating a customer's phone. But what this really is this is a way to get that customer's phone in your hands and fully diagnose your customers to see every opportunity that could be available for you and your store. Now, the customers are going to love it because they're going to feel like they're getting a free extra value service. We're giving a white glove treatment here. We're going the extra mile. For the customers, they're going to get that personalized device health report by email. They can understand their battery storage, their lock status. They can get recommendations tailored to their device. As you, the advocate, you're going to build trust, right? When people come into your stores, they look at you as the expert. They're going to go with your recommendation. I always say the best phone to sell is whatever's in inventory. And how you get that credibility is by knowing what you're talking about, being able to bundle sell, building that trust with your customers, building that rapport, and they're always going to go wherever you are directing them. So you are building that trust with your customers from the start of the sale with this unlock zone. It's going to discover hidden needs and sales opportunities. It's going to build trust with the customer and create transitions to easy solutions. So overall, everybody wins. A better customer experience, more natural sales conversations because you're going to be unlocking all these opportunities, higher customer satisfaction scores as well. The customer is going to see the report from the unlock zone. They're going to understand their needs, which you can then have the conversation to provide that personalized solution. So the unlock zone is not a replacement for everything you guys do, right? It's to add to it. It's to add to your guys' life. It doesn't replace your expertise. It amplifies it. The value isn't that you can see the information. The value is that your customers can see it too, right? And when you look at the greeting, the customers can see it. If you think about it, when you go into like um, any car repair place, right? You go into a car repair place, say you're getting an oil change, you got a light on your dash, and that light's on my dash. Well, why is my light on? It could be many different things. Well, you go to that auto repair store, they plug it in, and it gives you that readout. Oh, it's this, and that, right? No, now I know exactly what's wrong with my car. Now I see it diagnosed to me. Now I see it spelled out to me. That's what this unlock zone is doing for your guys' customers, right? It's a way to plug their phone in, see all their needs, have it listed out to them in one simple, easy to read form where they know, okay, here's my opportunities, and same for you guys as well. It's going to unlock all those opportunities for you guys to sell batteries, accessories, all that stuff. And it all starts with this unlock zone and getting that customer's phone in your hand. So the unlock zone is woven perfectly in with the great sales training, right? And so the G in that is obviously to greet every customer. So when those customers are walking into your store, I want you guys to start doing this today. When those customers walk into your store, greet them with "Welcome to Boost. Are you here to unlock your savings?" That should be the new greeting we are working on. A lot of times we in the past used to use "Welcome to Boost" for "Are you here for our promos?" And then we'd pivot into our promos, whatever pitches we had going on there. So this is the same thing, but just similar because now we want to focus on that unlock zone. So welcome to Boost. Are you here to unlock your savings? So introduce that unlock zone. And start every interaction with high energy and a friendly approach. That's important, right? A smile is free, guys, and you never know what's going on in your customer's day. But a smile is something so small and so simple, and it can make such a big difference in someone's day. So make sure you are starting that interaction with high energy, that friendly approach, a smile. Hey, welcome to Boost. You here to unlock your savings? Your customer's gonna be like, wait, what are you talking about? Right? Then you're gonna pivot into the unlock zone. What phone do you have currently? Come on over here. Let me show you. They get that phone in your hand. The goal here isn't to sell anything, it's to create curiosity, right? So when you say welcome to here to unlock your savings, instantly the customer will be like, what do you mean by that, right? You're making them curious about their phone's hidden diagnostics. Your goal isn't to sell anything, it's simply to get the customer to say yes to visiting the unlock zone. Once they're in the unlock zone, now you guys have a captive audience where you can go over all those customers' needs. All right. So once we've greeted that customer and we told them, hey, welcome to Boost. Are you here to unlock your savings? And they say, oh, what are you talking about? Well, what kind of phone do you have currently? How many lines do you have? Start qualifying your customer. You're going to start recognizing your opportunities through discovery. So once you get that customer's phone in your hand, you can start asking your open-ended questions. What do you use your phone for most? My favorite open-ended question is, walk me through your daily life with your phone. How do you use your phone in a regular day? I like that question. Get them talking about their day, talking about their job. How has your phone been performing lately? Have you ever run into any storage issues? What's one thing you wish your phone did better, right? So you want to ask these questions that are open-ended questions that are going to give you answers. So when you ask a customer, what do you use your phone for the most? If they're telling you they're watching a lot of Netflix, a lot of Hulu, then okay, they're going to be a big battery user, a big data user. You can see what model phone they have. You're going to have that phone in your hand. You can see what model it is. You can tell them how old it is, how much storage is left on that phone. You can look at the battery life, see how much battery life. You can see if there's a case on there. Is the phone missing a case? Is it missing a screen protector? These are all the things that you have that are sales opportunities that you guys have in your hands by going to this unlock zone. So you're going to the unlock zone not just to plug a phone in and unlock a phone, right? We're going to the unlock zone because of the experience that it is giving your customers to make them feel fully engaged, that everything's being looked at to uncover every opportunity that we have in front of us. So use that unlock zone every day. Customers frequently don't realize the fact that their battery performance has been severely degraded over time. Think about the phone you're using right now. Think about when you first got it and you would charge it, how long that charge will last. Now think about that same phone now when you charge it. How long does that phone last? Same thing goes for your customers. These battery performances have severely degraded over time. A new phone might be a great solution to that. Or the internal storage is critically full, causing slow speeds. I know it seems like I'm always guilty of that, having my phone storage all the way at the top. So we need to get that lowered down. I want to make sure that these customers are ready to go for network expansion if that device is locked, and make sure they qualify for a modern, awesome solution. So you can't solve a problem you haven't discovered yet, and that lock zone is going to help you discover those problems. It's a +1 for your guys' mentality. You always want to strive for that extra value. And the +1 mentality goes to always an add-a-line, right? It should always be +1. Every customer that walks in your door should be an opportunity for a sale. Your stores are exclusive points of distribution. It's not like a Walmart where people go into Walmart, they could be looking for 50 different products. If they go into your phone, they're looking for one thing. They're looking for Boost Mobile. So you got to have that +1 mentality. You got to have that hustler mentality where everyone that comes into my store, I'm looking for that additional line. And that's what that unlock zone does, because now you have that phone in your hands at the unlock zone. Is this phone capable of being repurposed for a BYOD? Can I upgrade the phone the customer originally has, and I'll use this phone in my hand right now as a BYOD for a child or for a secondary line? Don't wait for the sales opportunity to magically appear. You guys need to be creating them with these conversations, and you can do that in the unlock zone. When we skip the unlock zone and we only rely on what the customers tell us to think, we're missing out on opportunities. When we use the unlock zone, we're going to know what the customers are telling us, and we're also going to know what the customers are not telling us. Those are the things that we can find out by simply doing our jobs, right? And you want to engage in these two-way conversations. So you don't want to, you want to look at more as a consultative, right? It's want to be a collaborative effort with the customer, not give me your phone, we plug it in. No, it's, hey, let's take a quick look at your device together. Make it feel safe, transparent, let them know what you're doing is to help them out. I'm connecting your device so we can both learn about its health, right? Explain the action transparently before executing it. Don't just plug a customer's phone in and start running stuff on it without telling them what you're doing. That will give a bad experience to your customers.
Phone bill, just a sec.
And so your takeaways when you're looking at these phones, you see that battery is declining. You want to make sure you are engaging in two-way conversations with these customers. If you see the diagnostic shows the battery is down to 72%, ask them, has your battery life been affecting the way you use your phone throughout the day? Like, are you constantly charging your phone? Is it constantly a pain in the butt for you? You know, if the customer has to charge it 2 or 3 times a day, maybe we can fix that. Get a new phone. You know, new phone, new battery life. Charge it once a day. Maybe a new charger. Maybe a new battery. If the storage is full, if you see that device sitting at 95% full storage, ask them what kind of things have you had to delete or avoid because your storage room was full. Are there apps you no longer use because you don't have space? If the customer is deleting apps, maybe they need to update their phone. And then if the phone's locked, obviously, if the phone is currently locked, you can tell them what they know about the unlock status. And then if you need to unlock their phone, you can unlock it and use it for BYOD as well. Remember, plus one mentality all the time, guys. You should always have that plus one mentality. When it comes to that great sales approach, right? So we want to, customer arrives at your store to see what Boost has. You want to make sure you are greeting and recognizing that customer, bringing that energy, bringing that smile, and offer that free diagnostic check. With that diagnostic check, you're going to take them to the unlock zone. The unlock zone is going to tell us about if that phone's unlocked, if that battery's degraded. We can try to, the goal there is to check their phone, give them an upgrade, and use their BYOD as an add-line. That's the perfect unlock zone sale, in my opinion. Engage and advise. The advocate advises on a high value BYOD second line solution. Again, always taking that plus one mentality. And then transact. The customer activates a brand new family line confidently, right? And it all starts with that unlock zone. And then you want to give that advice. You need to give that recommend, right? You need to always be closing in sales. ABC is sales, always be closing. So explain those signs of those findings and give them that pitch simple and direct. Make sure that customer understands what the report says in plain everyday language. Don't want to just read the raw numbers to them. You want to translate the numbers into how it impacts them in the real world. So think of it like a classic checkup, right? If you go to a dentist, they say you need a crown without showing an x-ray, you might not believe them. But if you see the x-ray itself, and you know it needs to be fixed, that visual confirmation eliminates sales friction. And it's the same thing here when it comes to the unlock zone. The customer can see all the things that are wrong with their phone to make them that more confident in, oh yes, I need to purchase a new device, right? I need a new phone. And then I guess this one still works a little bit. I could use this maybe for an add-line or a backup, right? But you'll be that trusted advisor. You go that extra mile for those customers, they will recognize that and they will come back to you time and time again. When you're looking at these again, when you're explaining these findings, so for example, the battery is declining and you see that diagnostic show the capacity is down to 72%. That customer tells you they have to charge it 2 to 3 times a day. You want to give them that pitch. Instead of planning your day around your charger, let's take a look at a few devices with all day battery life. We have great options that can keep you connected from morning to night, and we can see what promotions you're eligible for today, right? So we're giving that sales pitch. If you see a customer that has that battery storage full and they tell you that, oh yeah, I see you're sitting at 95% storage, they tell you, yeah, I keep deleting my apps all the time. You want to give them that pitch. Hey, let's look at devices with more storage so you have room for your photos, videos, and apps without constantly clearing space. We may even have offers that make upgrading more affordable than you think. Again, look for the upgrade and look for the add-line. Always be thinking of that plus one mentality. And then if that phone is locked, the customer says, oh, I thought my phone was unlocked already. Tell them no problem. We'll figure it out together. If your phone can be unlocked, we'll help bring it to Boost and keep the device you already have if it's eligible. And if not, we'll look at the best device and promotions so you can leave with the new Boost line today, right? So basically, use the unlock tool to pivot to a sale, pivot to a close, find out what your customers need, look for those cases, look for those screen protectors. Because every customer that comes in the unlock zone is going to be a sales opportunity. Doesn't matter what they say, doesn't matter what you find out, they are all sales opportunity. If it's a BYOD or AAL add-line opportunity, you refresh that device, you can offer an unlock gift, activate service. Boost has unlocked your phone. Booster is going to do a little celebration for you. That phone's unlocked, can be used as an add-line. Maybe that phone's older, you can trade it in. You go ahead and Boost will buy your phone back. You can refresh the device, explore promotions, and have active service with Boost as a trade-in or unlock assistance. Provide refresh device, provide support, activate service, get them some accessories, right? So no matter what you're doing, your stores are a destination. You have a captive audience. When they come into your store, get them on this unlock zone, diagnose their phone just like they were at a Jiffy Lube, right? You go to Jiffy Lube, you get your oil changed. What do? They come out and tell you, hey, your air filter's dirty. Do you want to change your air filter too? You know, they're not looking at just your oil change. Same thing for you guys at Boost. When they come in, you need to take them to that unlock zone, do that full check, make sure your customers are good to go. Now, some do not fly words. The power of words in sales is important. There's a reason why when, for example, we talk about device protection, we always say it's unlimited talk, text, data, and plus protection when we're bundling in the prices of our phones for $68 a month or whatever the case may be. We don't say, do you want to unlimited talk, text, data? Do you want to pay an extra $8 for insurance? We don't say that because people like to have their phones protected. They don't like to pay for insurance. It's the power of those words we use. So when we're talking to our customers, the few words you want to avoid, especially in prepaid, is we don't talk about like contract, sign, or buy. This is prepaid. There are no contracts. There are no contracts. There's nothing to sign. This is very easy sale for your customers. And then don't talk about the phones being cheap. We'll get you the cheapest phone available, which you don't have to pay much. Don't say cheap, cost, or pay. Don't talk about prices in that aspect. If you think about it, the people on this call, if I asked you who here has a free phone in their hands, I'm guessing very, very few of you do. Customers will pay for the phone. They value it. People use their phones every day, so don't make them ever feel the phone they have in their hand is cheap. And then avoid the dead end and never say, I don't know or we can't. The answer is always, let me find out. If there's something you're not sure of, the answer is, let me find out the answer for you, not I don't know. Again, it's the same sentiment. It's just the power of words and how you're phrasing it. You guys, the answers are out there. You have a lot of support to help find them. You have your managers, you have your boost account executives, you have your DCI account managers. We are all here to help you guys make that cash money. We are one team, one dream, and that is what we are trying to do for you guys each and every week. All right, now before I pivot over to the Elevate calling aspect here, let me ask, are there any questions at all on Lock Zone?
You can always pop it in the chat if you need to as well.
All right, no questions. I will keep it going. Okay, so now let's tie a little bit of Elevate calling into the Lock Zone, right? So your Elevate calling should be done every single day. If you guys aren't making 20 calls per day minimum, then what are we doing, right? This Elevate calling is part of the job now. It's not like an ask; it's a requirement. Your Elevate calls 20 calls per day can be done no problem. I've seen reps out there in the field making 60 calls a day. So if you're not making 20, no excuses. I've seen 60, I've seen 100 out in the field. So you guys can definitely make your 20 calls a day. And this is huge because this is something that competition doesn't have. The competition can't make these calls and drive their customers in. We can. So we need to make sure we are making our calls. We are driving that traffic back into our stores. We are growing our base, especially up until this next weekend, which is going to be super busy. July is usually a pretty slower month, right? So I know it's been a little bit slower. It's starting to ramp and pick back up. But when you guys had that downtime, if your store is slow this morning, if you haven't seen a bunch of customers in this morning, how many Smile and Dial calls have you guys made at your stores, right? We make sure we're driving that traffic into our stores each and every day. So make sure you're capitalizing on those potential 600,000 weekly calls that Boost dealers are doing nationwide that turn quiet hours into predictable revenue. I see these customers come in and activate phones all the time. It builds that community trust, and it also is a way to ensure you never have a zero selling day. So when it comes to Elevate calling, there's two type of buckets you guys are going to use, the standard call buckets and the new calling buckets. When it comes to the standard call buckets, those are your welcome, your pre-2MR check-in, your loyalty, or your upgrade promos, right? So those are your standard buckets. Your loyalty buckets are for customers who have been loyal to your store for 6 months or greater. Upgrade promo are customers who are fully eligible for upgrades. So who am I calling? Well, I'm going my standard bucket upgrade promo first. Why? Because those customers had a Boost for a long time, and I'm pitching them on my upgrades and my add-a-line offers. And you guys can target customers based on specific devices as well. But those upgrade and add-a-line offers, what a great time to call and tell them and get them back into your store. And really, with the back-to-school promos, all of these buckets are people that you guys can call to drive them in. When it comes to your new calling buckets, there's Base Connect, double touching with any targeted campaign for base management with special offers for select customers. And there's strategic and focused buckets, a dynamic bucket that changes and adapts based on our current initiatives, so that can change from week to week. With that upgrade promo, that loyalty box, those are really, really strong options for you guys to call and drive that traffic into your store to get those add-a-lines, get them to your unlock zones, check their phones, get them new phones. +1 mentality always. All right. When you're making your Smile Dial calls, the do's and don'ts, you do want to look over the promotional offers, know what you're talking about, review the calling scripts, make them your own. You don't want to read them word for word. You don't want to sound like a robot. You do want to make sure you are using them, but making them your own. Use store-specific promotions and make sure that store number shows up on there. One of the best practices that some dealers do when it comes to Smile and Dial is when they activate the customer's phone, they'll program their store phone number into that customer's phone. That way, when you make the Smile and Dial to your customers, now it's saying boost at Cermak and Archer, whatever your store is, right? Wherever you're located. So if you put your address saved to customer's phone at point of activation, then when you make your Smile and Dial calls, they're going to be much more likely to pick up. So if you guys are not doing that, maybe it's something you want to implement as of today moving forward. You can offer store specific promotions, and then also on your Smile and Dial calls, when it comes to do's and don'ts, make sure you guys are dispositioning on the call itself and hanging up in between every single call. So like you have to hit, like if they didn't answer, it'd be £1. And if it says go ahead and make the next call, no, you need to hang up, pick up the phone again, dial, enter your lot codes, enter all your information before you call those customers. If you don't hang up between every call and you don't disposition them with like £1 at the end of every call, they will not count towards your guys' metrics and measurables. So very important that you guys properly disposition those Smile Dial calls. All right. This is what I just told you. So this is the known number tactic. Yeah. So this is if you program your store's phone number in the customer's phones, that is a great way to be a known number. So those customers call you back. Exactly. It's a great tip. Glad it's in here. So make sure those customers are calling back your store. If you guys aren't doing that, strongly recommend it. All right, guys. And that's it. I got a few minutes left. We will open it up to you guys for any questions and answers, or I'll give you about 8 minutes back in your day. You guys got anything out there for me?
No questions in the chat.
All right. Well, I can thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic week. Happy selling. Again, stock up on your inventory. This weekend's going to be one of the biggest of the year. Make sure you guys are ready to go. Happy sales and make that cash money. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for hopping on. Bye-bye.